Right, doghouse time again. Hitching up a small trailer to Madam's Honda CR-V about a week ago before we went away for the week, and got distracted, and as I was bringing the hitch up to the tow bar ball, the trailer rolled a little bit quicker than I thought, and the hitch hit the back of the boot, and there is a scratch and a small dent. It's just off of a body line as well. So I thought I'd just type into YouTube dent removal just to see what's involved, and was really surprised to see paintless dent removal come up, and it's obviously been a big thing for years. I'd never even heard of it. But there's some absolutely amazing technicians who can get the biggest dents and creases and damage out using a whole range of tools, pads that stick onto the bodywork with special hot melt glue, and they pull on the pads and dents are pulled out gradually. Bigger ones, they use mechanical pull devices. I mean, it's obviously a huge business, so I'm thinking, I wonder if I can have a bash at this. I've got nothing to lose. If I have to pay for a professional to do it, it's not going to make much difference if I've lessened the damage slightly. So we've just gone for one of these paintless removal kits on Amazon, and I'm sure it's going to be relatively cheap and nasty, but it might do the job. And then I've also looked up how to remove minor scratches, and basically you can just rub that down carefully with super fine grit, apply some touch-up paint, just scrape that back, and then use various grits all the way up to 3000, and then polish and get rid of it. But I just thought I'd show you what is in this kit, just in case anyone else is in a similar doghouse situation. And like I say, this is only a cheap kit, 60-70 quid I think it was on Amazon, and I'm sure there's others, and of course there's websites where the professionals buy all their stuff from. There's different temperatures of hot melt glue. The instructions seem quite extensive, various tips how to assemble bits and pieces. There's a slide hammer, yeah. So the instructions look pretty good, and then it switches into German, so we've got about 8 pages I think in English, but that's fine. There are literally thousands of videos on YouTube. I can't believe I haven't ever come across them before. So we've got a wedge that you can pump up with this ball. It's got a release valve on there, and that will just literally go over there, and you can pump that up and then release here. So that is that. We have a pair of soft cotton, I guess, gloves. We have a cloth. We have some yellow all-weather formula. Works year round, 50 to 91 degrees, offers the most balanced performance apparently. Okay, fair enough. Black standard formula, ideal for mild temperatures, 64 to 81 degrees, so that's 18 to 27. Less effective in high heat, so yeah, in the middle of winter you might be using this. In the summer, like it is now, you might be wanting to use those. And there are plenty of different makes, types, all sorts. So yeah, a little vacuum puller, just pop it on the surface, squeeze that, and I guess you can perhaps manually pull out something with that one. We have a very inexpensive heat gun. Some of the professional heat guns I noticed were, absolutely massive, and they are capable of pumping out a whole lot of glue. Much to my surprise, it's got a UK plug on it. Cable looks crap, it's not very long either, but again, if this is just for a one-off or the occasional use, then it's probably going to be okay. It certainly isn't going to be okay for anyone doing this regularly, or if you're a professional. Right, so we have a spray bottle. This is for 99.9% IPA. The hot melt glue releases once you've sprayed some IPA on it, apparently, so that's what that's for. We have a whole range of pads. Oh, loads of them, absolutely loads. Another glove for some reason. Okay, so let's just have a look. These are all going to be used with the slide hammer, I would think. In fact, let's get that hammer out first of all. We'll just have a look at that. Here we go. If anyone's watching this video and happens to also be watching my flight sim setup videos, I will be doing a video on how that is all going, but somebody asked about how I'm getting on with the computer I bought, and it's absolutely fine. Delighted with the computer, and as soon as I get a chance I will be doing a proper update on the flight sim setup. But so far everything is set up and I'm delighted with it. So okay, so we seem to have, okay, what happens here is you glue whichever one you want onto the damage, and then pop that into there, and then just literally pull that back. We've got to put that on there as well, so that bit will sit on there. So I guess this is multi-purpose as well. Drop the plastic now. Where did that go? There it is. So you would literally have that on the bodywork, and then just slide that back, and it will obviously pull out, so you can do it a couple of times, take it off, reapply the glue if it pops, because it will pop off at some point, and do that. So that is that. We've got larger, we've got different shapes. Not looking like there's anything too, oh yeah, have we got smaller ones? Yeah, I think we probably have. Fact, yeah, in each pack, if I just clear this space, so these red ones, I don't know the significance of being red, but we've got from the larger sizes all the way down to that size. Obviously you can use these repeatedly, so that's the red. I wonder what the difference is. Let's go for a, I think the difference is possibly the pattern on the other side. So we've got, oh, in fact, look, there's a curved one. I don't know whether you can see whether that's, so that's a curved one. There's just all sorts of different, curved again. In fact, all of these I think have a slightly curved surface. So they're all for different purposes. They do have different codes, so I'm guessing you can perhaps get these again, but you would probably, if you're going to do this, more regularly, you would start buying more professional equipment, I'm sure, and get some training. But as I say, this is a small ding, and I've really got nothing to lose, and I don't mind spending 75 quid on a kit like this. These are longer ones, and it's really fascinating. They can, on bigger dents, they can put these on, and you can actually get a tool that clamps onto both and forces them that way, and also you can force them in the other way. Don't think we've got anything like that in the kit. I'll get the rest out in a minute. And it de-stresses the metal, just to soften it up a bit, and then you can pull out. But yeah, stretching it one way or in, out, whichever's required. Loads of different techniques depending on the damage that you've got. So yeah, we've got a whole load of those with different surface finishes and curved and not. Right, so next we have a hideously cheap nylon and hard rubber hammer, just for tapping things out. This, I don't know what we've got here. I suspect this is more heads for, yeah, there we go. So what you have here is a whole selection of plastic heads. That's a flat larger one, just for hammering things out, and again they range from round to a more pointed one. As you can see. So that's that. Now these are clamps for those longer pieces, I think. Yeah, so these I suspect will go onto the bodywork and slide onto there, and you can then perhaps use, yeah, running a chain, jack, whatever you've got to pull this, or possibly even the hammer, a slide hammer. So a few different sizes there. That is slightly curved, and I guess it's like that. You perhaps, if you only wanted a bit, this amount glued on, you could do that and then just use the smaller piece, and the rest could be curved away slightly. I'm sure there's thousands of different ways of using all this stuff. And then that leaves us with a couple more bits. Okay. Entirely sure how you use that. Oh, I see. It's adjustable there. Let's open up these bits. Okay, so interesting. Okay, so it looks like then these pads will go through the slots here, like that. Yeah, and then various pullers can be attached in, like the slide hammer. Various items can be put in there, and this will adjust the amount of pull that gets. Yeah, you can loosen that, bring it down a bit, depending on what piece you've got fitted, and then give it a few pulls. So that's that. Spanner and Allen key included. another one. Okay, looks like that. I don't know how the hell that sticks on there, but yeah, no idea what that one's supposed to do. Multi-position though, you can move that around. Just don't see, we've got different size. Ah, yes, I do see how that works. Again, that sticks on the surface, so wherever that needs to be, you put it, and then you can attach the wheel. He says, yeah, so now once that's glued in place, what stops that from moving off of there? Don't really see how that fastens to anything. Oh yeah, you idiot, it doesn't need to, does it? This is glued and that's pulling up. If that's being pulled up, they're being pushed into the bodywork, so yeah, that's just another sort. So that is most of the gear. Let's just pop that in there. I read a post or a review saying that this wasn't very good value for money, but I don't really see it quite like that. I think that's perfectly reasonable for this level of cheap gear. Now the next thing we've got is a light, and then finally we've got a bag for everything. Now the really clever part of this was the lights they use. They are basically showing black and white lines reflecting onto the paint surface, and where the surface bends, where it shouldn't be, the light, you know, deviates, and you can see a straight line or a curved line, and that's what we've got with this. I don't suppose it's charged. I don't even know how you turn it on. That's a USB job. So that's, what the hell is that? Oh, okay, so it has a base there, yeah, and there's some screws and a screwdriver that you just put little screws in here, hold that in place. Is it rechargeable? Aha, yeah, what sort of battery is that? That looks like one of those torch sized batteries, you know, what are they called, 1850 something or other, or you power it with the USB, which is what we can probably do now. Nice length USB cable all the way out down there. Just plug that in here. We've got some USB sockets. See if that will fire it up. It's the new USB-C. Okay, oh, turned it off by touching it. It's got 3 levels. That's what you get, and I don't think we've got anything we can bounce the light off of. But yeah, basically you would have it reflecting off of the body. Let me turn the light off here. So you would have that bouncing off, for God's sake, bouncing off of the body, and you'll see the curves where the you know, the metal is dented. Let me see if I can get anything that will show that. I don't think I'm going to be able to. No, simply need to have a, you know, a car up here to show that. But that's how it's done. You reflect that off the body, and these lines should be straight. Where they're not, you work on it. So, I think that's pretty good value for money, to be honest. So that's about it. we'll probably just do this as a first video. Well, I've got a picture of the damage, probably a picture of the hitch that did it, and then we'll film me having a bash at it. So yeah, this will be part one, I think, and we'll have another video of doing the work, and maybe another video on doing the paintwork. We'll see how it goes.